They used to be people. The eggheads. I've seen it a lot in the weeks since the buffet. Not everybody shows the signs, but some people, the ones who get hooked on the hardest, that sick, forging meat slop, only seem to gain weight from the neck up. Hair falls out. The first thing to disappear are the eyes. Then the mouth seals shut, and the whole head smooths over. They start to wander aimlessly, invisible to anyone else, forgotten by friends, loved ones, and they do nothing more but mumble, groping their arms around like if they're hunting for their lost eyes. I killed one today. I spent my afternoon scrounging around town for normal things to eat, an increasingly challenging task. Avoiding overtly weird shit is the only half of it. I have to be careful for anything that boasts a new formula or improved flavor. Sometimes I just have to scan the package for a hamburger logo, or check the ingredients for some new gibberish like extract bones jelly or natural life parts. Some of the untamed stuff is skipping the shelves and going straight into the dumpsters, which I have been digging through. The egghead got out and jumped me, cornering me in one-way alley between the Safeway and Walgreens. Its head was bigger than most, an impossibly bloated globe that is almost brushed over on the walls on both sides. I didn't know its feeble, chalky body that could have held it up. It was barely more than a skeleton, thin skin shrink wrapped tightly to its bones. All it reminded was a former identity was a black dress tie, swaying like a pendulum from its pencil-thin neck. Its incoherent mumbling sound at once panicked, apologetic and threatening as it staggered towards me, limbs out and outstretched. I had nothing to defend myself, but with a bag of stale bread and a can of Coke. I screamed at it and I told it that I knew it what it wanted, but there was nothing I could do. It just kept coming, mumbling. The moment my back hit the wall behind me, I snapped. I grabbed the nearest garbage can lid and swung it with all my strength, slamming it right into the fat, bubbleless face like a battle axe. It felt like striking a huge, taut basketball. The mumbling then grew more frantic, more confused as the thing stumbled backwards, gravity tugging at its awkward cranium, arms whirling cartoonishly as it fought to regain its center of balance. It was like some sort of bent slapstick routine, like somebody struggling to not drop a wedding cake. I charged screaming like a banshee as I struck again, and the only thing toppled slowly was like if it was filled the air. As it hit the ground, a massive noggin exploded like a swollen tick. With a wet splash, pinkish gore and chunks of rubbery white flesh gushed out of the alleyway and onto the street. For one terrifying moment, I wonder how the scene would look up to the rest of the world if they had just seen random senseless act of murder against a completely normal innocent human being. When the people already mechanically stepping over the scattered piles of gore would have been eased my mind if it weren't for what happened next. One of those piles started moving. Something about the size of a baby was squirming out from its pulverized sludge, a fat, slightly oblong shape, with sort of fin, wriggling appendages underneath, still too thick with gore for me to make out any details. It was still between me and freedom, and I could only watch a confused stupor as it unfurled with a pair of big, transparent fins and abruptly took flight, buzzing off into the afternoon sky like a bloated, fleshly bumblebee. But it thankfully never seemed to notice or care about me. Funny how I settled on eggheads. I just thought that they would look like eggs. I didn't even know they were there. A woman stepped out dead on the crosswalk and started to smile and wave at the thing as it disappeared into the skyline. Then they continued on their way, only with them momentarily to look of puzzlement. That, what am I doing? Look, I followed on the wall. Whatever. One I've gotten so grown accustomed to over the past several weeks. When I got home, I started reading up diseases, parasites, bugs, puzzle pieces dropping into place. There's a kind of wasp that lays its eggs in a live caterpillar, and when the larvae hatch, they modify its host's entire metabolism suits their needs, and the caterpillar eats more, grows bigger, and to provide all the developing wasps in more substance. This kind of shit is everywhere in nature. And the microbes, which are mice attracted to cats. They are flies that grow inside the heads of ants who kept on moving after their brains are eaten. It all makes much sense. Maybe they're from space. Maybe they're from hell. Maybe they've always been here, toppling one species, one civilization after another. Who knows? They feed us so we can feed them, so they can have a nice warm body to keep them safe and nourished until they don't need us anymore. We're just a herd of cattle, obvious for our position in our life, as we fattened up and slaughtered by something that looms just above our understanding of natural order. I don't even know why I can't see them. Why can't I see that they're feeding us? I'm like a cow who grasps exactly what goes on in the slaughterhouse, and I can't stop thinking about what a cow could ever hope to accomplish with that knowledge. But your guess is as good as mine.